Hi, I'm DiCara, and today I'm going to start a simple series of videos. This series is going to be explaining the main basic points that I make in my book, The Great Big Crystal Ball in the Sky, Part 1. Um, so today, let's go over the main points in the intro. The first thing that I want to address in the intro is the question of practicality. You know, everybody in the world seems to want a how-to guide, to how to be like a crystal ball reader. That's kind of why the title of my book is pretty funny. Kind of tongue-in-cheek, the great big crystal ball in the sky. You know, people want a magic formula so they can become like Merlin or Nostradamus. And that's just not the way it works. And that doesn't just go for astrology, but that goes for everything. It's just not the way it works that you can just pick up a book and become a master. You have to start at the start, and you have to do your homework. You have to do your work. You're learning from the ground up. So yeah, is this a practical book? Yeah, it's a practical book. It's the most practical book about astrology, because it's not just about how to do and how to read a navamsha or how to do this and that technique with an Indian name. It's about more real things than that. Things that really matter, things that really make a difference to everybody. You know, and that's really important. It's not just a question of learn how to walk before you try to run. It's not just a question of that. Because that's just funny. You see somebody, that's just funny to see somebody trying to run who can't even walk. I mean, might not be funny, but it's kind of a funny image. But it's worse than that. To try to do astrology without having the foundational knowledge is worse than funny. It's dangerous. We should learn why to do things before we learn how to do them. If you know how to operate a chainsaw, but you don't know why you're supposed to operate a chainsaw, man, that could be really like a horror movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or you could at least ruin your house, or cut down a beautiful forest or something. So you got to learn why before you learn how. Otherwise, not only is your how irrelevant, it's actually dangerous. The same thing with astrology. We need to learn why before how. Why does astrology work is more important than how does astrology work. If you understand why astrology works, you really easily pick up on how it works. But if you don't understand why it works, it's very difficult to learn how it works. And it's very dangerous, even if you do manage to learn a little bit about how it works, because you'll screw people up with it. Because you'll misdirect them and you'll give them the wrong idea about life. So it really behooves us to learn the whys before we learn the hows. And to not just keep working on our hows, trying to learn new techniques and new symbols and new things, but keep deepening the why, keep deepening what we know about the why. So that's what the book, The Great Big Crystal Ball in the Sky Part 1 is about. It's about those super important, most practical, most fundamental things of astrology, the whys. Why does astrology work? Not just how it works. Why give a reading? Not just how to give a reading. Not just how to answer a specific question. Really, this book is not about how to answer specific questions like what kind of job should I have, or when will a person die, or when will a person get married, or how to diagnose a disease. Those are specific questions. Those are specific hows. But this book, part 1 of The Great Big Crystal Ball in the Sky, it's going to take that word how in a more abstract sense. How do you answer a question in a way in which the answer benefits the person asking it? Think about that. Because that's the important stuff. It's not just that you can get up on a wizard's chair and make everybody say, wow, this guy knows the future. That's ego gratification. That's not service to humanity. To do service to humanity means to help people. And to help people, you need to understand basic things about the universe and how it works, what karma is, what is the principle of cause and effect, what is the principle of free will, and how does it relate with the principle of fate. These are the topics that I, discuss in the 100 and something pages of this kind of small but important book. Yeah, I want to leave you with a mantra or a slogan that if you stick with me through this series of videos, or even better if you get the book and read it a couple of times, you'll really understand what I'm talking about with this mantra. After reading the book, you'll really understand this. Fate is friendly. Destiny is divine. And the future is fearless. Thanks. So stick around for part 2. It should be coming once a week.